Hey, what's up? Weekly update time. So, not a whole lot of movement this week, but I have made a lot of progress on the fourth Dungeon Crawler Carl book, The Gate of the Feral Gods. And that one is kind of getting back to what I really enjoy about the series. The third book, like I've mentioned, and I'll kind of let you know there's a lot of complexity to it. There's a lot of, we'll say, the tunnel system. There was a lot of stuff that I was reading and just kind of like skimming over because it was just so dense in information that I was just like, this is a lot. It was still okay, but this one has kind of gotten back to what I really like about the series, and that's just the dungeon aspect of it, the leveling, all of that. It really, I'm getting like Indiana Jones vibes from it some, and that's been really fun. It's kind of like there's four different biomes, and in order to reach the stairwell here, you have to, destroy or take over the castles or the whatever it is in each different biome. And so we're halfway through, and like the crawlers are all kind of working together, and they've done a pretty good job of doing that so far, but there's a bit of a time crunch, so it's enjoyable. I really like the pacing of it because there's that time crunch in it. The crawlers don't enjoy that, but I'm enjoying it. I think it makes for a great pacing and a great fourth edition. Let's see, nonfiction. I started a new nonfiction. I started The People's History of the United States. Wow. Big bummer of a book so far. Shocking. There's not really a whole lot of good news that happened in the early stages of the United States. So what I wanted to get out of this is exactly what I'm getting out of it so far. It's just a little bit more accurate history than maybe you learned in school or whatever. There's some parts that you kind of tend to think, oh, is that true? Is that correct? And then the historian has the receipts for it. He's got a lot of logs from the people that were involved in all this. So, like I said, a bit of a bummer, but I think kind of a needed and appropriate accounting of what was going on. A lot of it is stuff that I kind of had ideas of in the past, and from different things that I've learned and looked up, but a lot of it is kind of new information, and so that's been fun. It is a 34-hour audiobook, so I did rent that from the library. I don't know if I'll get through all of that, and that's okay. We might take a little bit longer on that, or I might just kind of get through as much as I can, and then return it. Maybe see about re-renting it or whatever if I don't get through all of it. I do have some travel coming up over the next couple weeks, so videos may be a little bit more or less off schedule, but I expect to kind of, for the most part, stay on schedule. I did put out a book on I put out a book now. I put out a video on reading challenges a couple days ago. So if you've ever had any negative or positive thoughts about reading challenges, go check that out. I enjoyed making that, and it kind of gave my perspective on reading challenges, and some of the pros and cons, and maybe some of the things that we could be getting out of reading challenges a little bit better. As you can see, I'm outside today. It was just kind of a nice day. It's a little bit overcast here. I went out for a mountain bike ride, so enjoy that great B-roll that I've got playing maybe right now. While we're out on vacation, I kind of expect that we'll go to maybe some bookstores or libraries, something to that effect, so may have kind of a fun video on that. I also may just not do a whole lot of extra. You can kind of still expect weekly updates from all that, but maybe not the extra. I'm also working on a couple book review videos, so subscribe and you can see when those come out. I think that's it for reading, so we'll move on to writing update. Writing update has been pretty positive this week. I think we will hit 80,000 words today, so that's pretty huge. And I'm thinking what that probably means is we're getting close to 100,000 probably by the end of the month potentially. So that's pretty fun. I'm very much looking forward to that milestone. I have the rest of the book kind of outlined out, and I have an idea of where it's going to go, and it's falling into place. The thing that I'm doing right now is I'm trying to kind of go through and understand where I need to go back and make some changes, and where I need to go back and do some maybe significant edits to kind of mesh all the storylines together. So that's kind of looming right now. What I'm also realizing is that some of my tone in the book is a little bit just not my own. It's a little bit just a learning process. So I'll have to probably go through and make some pretty heavy edits from a tone perspective. And I'm okay with that. I think that will be a great learning process. That's how you learn. There's no way around writing the first novel, the second, the third, whatever it may be. There's no way around getting that learning and understanding. That you've got to put in the work. There's no way you can take a shortcut on that. So honestly, kind of looking forward to it. Looking forward to having that first draft. That will definitely be kind of a special update when I get that first draft done, and we can say, all right, we're into the real work of editing now. So be looking forward to that. Honestly, I think we'll be pretty close by the end of this month. I think I am going to kind of limit it to the 100 to 120,000 word count. So I would say we're getting close to the 80% mark. All right, that is it for this week. If you have time or you're interested, go check out the reading challenges video and a couple book reviews coming to the channel soon. Thank you so much for stopping by. We'll see you next time. Bye.